friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And today I'm going to show you one of the many things I like to do with leftover salmon or steelhead. So I'm going to be trying to do more of these videos showing you how I use up leftovers for a more frugal mealtime. Now, what I did with around here, because we live on the West Coast, we have access to a lot of fresh caught salmon and steelhead, and do a lot of bartering for it if if Patrick doesn't get a chance to go out and catch it himself. And this here steelhead is usually what we end up with, and it's just really good stuff. And what I did with this the other day was I baked it in my solar oven, which is my favorite way to bake it. So I love summertime for that. And usually I just throw on a few spices, put it in the pan, and put it in my solar oven, and it just, even if it's a cloudy day, that's the one thing that's great about fish is it cooks up really fast. So I'll be putting a link below to my solar oven. Again, I say this in every video, but we have been using it. I believe this is the 6th summer that we have used the solar oven. I've been very happy with it. And so, and I baked all kinds of stuff in it over the years. And anyway, so that's what I did with this. And now it was a pretty good sized fillet, and it's just the two of us eating on it. There's quite a bit left over, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I'm gonna take some of this out and use it for a different dinner that I'll do tomorrow. And so give me a minute, I'm gonna take half this out, and then I'll finish up with what I got going on here. All right, so there is about half of it, and I'm gonna save that for a different dinner, and I'll try to do a video on that tomorrow. Also, you can find a link to these glass containers with the BPA free lids, and the other ones, the snap lock ones that I really like. That's typically what I use to store my food in, because I try my best to get away from plastic as much as possible. Okay, so now for even more of a bird's eye view, let me show you what I have going on here. So I've got the steelhead, all the bones and skin removed. Well, maybe all the bones. There's another one. And I've got some garden cucumber, a garden serrano, just one for this because Mr. Rain doesn't like things as spicy as I do, and some garden onion and some garden garlic, already all chopped up and ready to go, so you don't have to put up with that, and some homemade mayonnaise. And this one again was done with frozen eggs, like 2 eggs that I had frozen 2 years ago. When I was buying tons and tons of eggs from local people and just trying to get my hands on as many as I could. And then I froze a bunch. And I tell you, I like the frozen eggs best for making the mayonnaise. It just whips up really fast. And in here, I've added about 2 teaspoons of dill. I probably will put a little bit more. Whatever I don't use in this, I'm going to use to make some more ranch dressing, because I'm going to make a salad to go with what I'm making here. So I'm going to take, I don't know, let's start with about a ½ cup of my homemade mayonnaise, and I'm mixing it into the steelhead or salmon or tuna, whatever it is you have. So basically this is like a tuna salad or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it, steelhead salad. And I'm definitely going to be putting more mayonnaise than that, but I'm going to go ahead and throw in my cucumbers. You can also use diced up pickles, like dill pickles are really good in this, but I've got fresh cucumber, and I love the crunchiness of the fresh cucumber in there. And there's my serrano peppers. I'm probably going to use, well, I'll use all the onion. We like lots of onion and lots of garlic, so we're just going to throw all of that in there. Whoops, and all over the counter. Hey, it's the Heidi Mighty Mo way. And then the bonus is not from the garden, though I am thinking about trying to grow olives someday. I don't know if they'd do well here. But some black olives. This is from a can I'd opened the other day to use in something else, and I put the rest in my little glass container and in the fridge. We love black olives. A little more mayonnaise, so let's say, about another ½ cup. In fact, I might have to make up more mayonnaise just to make more dressing. That's looking pretty good. And you could choose to add more spices and herbs to this if you want. This should be pretty good as it is. I'm not going to add salt to it because the mayonnaise already has salt in it. Usually your black olives are going to be, if you like black olives and you add them, are going to be a little bit salty. Or if you add dill pickles, they can be a little bit salty. So it's just going to be a matter of taste. So you may want to taste it and see what you think. And then what I have here is my little tiny, which obviously I have more than I need for this, my little tiny loaf of natural yeast bread, and this is my raisin yeast. So the fermentation starter yeast that I'm talking about, you can find a video on that right up here. And also, I believe I'll have this video up already by the time this one goes up. And I did make a video on how to do the bread like this. This one looks like it might have turned out just a little bit better than the one I did in that video. And this one is about 3/4 whole wheat and then 1/4 white, just plain organic white flour. And so I'm just going to be cutting the bread and using it. This is still steaming. I just pulled out of the oven a little bit ago to make some sandwiches out of the leftover steelhead. So there you have it. There's a way to use up some leftover fish. It can pretty much just be any kind of fish you want. I've never tried it with white fish. I usually have other things I do with that. But I suppose you could give it a try. It's just really simple, and I'm sure a lot of you already do something like this with maybe chicken, because I've done this with chicken. It's really good to do with leftover chicken, and just an easy, quick way to use it up. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. Thanks for watching. Take care, and God bless.